Some time ago, a subscriber from Chile asked me for a t-shirt I was wearing in one of my videos, which is this one. It has a peplum cut, it's lovely, and I cloned it from this other one, which I bought somewhere, I don't know where. That was previous, the YouTube channel, so today I want to recreate that, to trace a t-shirt from one I've got, and I'm not going to be using the blocks of measurements, my basic blocks, the pattern blocks, because some people don't like them, don't want to make them, or they are afraid of using them. So for those, this is a new approach, a DIY approach, easy and fast, and you can recreate stuff you already have and love. It's not the first time I clone a garment for the channel. I also did this one almost, I think, 2 years ago, which I love. It has a wider neckline and the same peplum cut, which I love. But today I'm going to do a normal neckline, and for that I'll be using the same t-shirt material to the one I'm wearing in pink. I also made another two when I made this t-shirt. It's a lovely material. I haven't had any problem at all, and I've worn them loads. And I also made, not long ago, the mustard one. It's a Burda pattern, and of course I'll leave you the links in the description box down below and at the end of the video, so stay tuned.
If you saw the table right now, you can't imagine the amount of stuff I have here.
With everything cut, I'm going to start by sewing together the peplums with their bodices so I can sew the t-shirt right size together at the sleeves and hem. So to trace all this, I'm going to pick a t-shirt. This one is an old t-shirt. I know it fits me well, and I'm going to trace it from that. I'm going to trace the same for front and back. So I'm going to fold my fabric after pressing it, of course, after ironing it, so it hasn't got any wrinkles, and then trace until the waistline. You have to make sure where your waistline is, or where you want the little skirt bit, the little peplum to start, so you trace till there. And for the peplum, the little skirt that goes underneath, I'm going to trace from the waistline, this waist measurement. I'm going to take the same and lift like about, I want it like 20 centimeters. So I'm going to take into account the hem and the seam allowance, and I'm going to cut like 22-23 centimeters and measure it. Why measuring it? Because if not, the sides will have peaks, and you don't want that. You want them to be the same measurement, so it will have a bit of a curve here. And then I'm going to lower it 2 centimeters so it has this curve and a nicer look. You can also trace it like you would trace a circle skirt. You would end up using more material, but it looks nice as well, depending on how much volume you wanted it to be. And for the sleeves I'm going to do the same, just trace all around it and then fold it the other side so I can trace the rest of it, taking into account where the middle bit is. This is a fast and fun DIY project you can do in no time at all, so we wanted it to be just like that, fast and easy. So for that reason I'm not going to be using my overlocker, not just because it's not working at the moment, but because we want to get to more people who don't have one. So this is easy, and that way you can see you can make it with a zigzag stitch. So I'm going to start by sewing the front panel and its Peplum right sides together, and the same with the back. And now these two panels are complete, I can sew them right sides together by the shoulder seams and side seams. And the sleeve only needs the side seam to make it a sleeve, to close it. And after that you can sew it to the armhole. And one easy way to do it is to put your garment wrong size out and leave the sleeve right size out. So you can place it inside the blouse, and that way right sides are together, and sew along this seam. This is easier, but anyways you can put some pins, of course, to secure it. And now that the t-shirt has a shape and it's all together, it's time to hem it, the neckline, the sleeves and the bottom hem. And for that you can, of course, you can just fold once, make a simple hem with a zigzag stitch. It will work perfectly fine. Take into account that t-shirt material doesn't usually fray, so you can do it with just a simple hem. Another thing you can use is the twin needle to make the cover stitch finish, a mock-up cover stitch. And another thing you can do is this type of hem, which I think looks really nice and neat. I've done it a few times, it always turns out great and it's not difficult to make. You just have to fold once, make like a simple hem, and then fold back, fold outwards again, and this way, this little sandwich is where you're going to sew. By sewing on the edge, then when you put it right sides out, this stays inside, and on the inside you can see a normal zigzag stitch, but on the outside you get this nice finish. So this is the t-shirt. I think it looks nice. I love the color, of course, and I love the cut. It's quite comfortable and I didn't have any problems sewing it, so that's good. But I reckon that the material, the fabric is quite thick. It's a good quality fabric in my opinion, and it looks a bit stiff because it doesn't have the drape. It doesn't drape as others would because it's quite thick. But maybe, now that I think of it, maybe it could have done with a whole circle peplum, not only a bit of volume, but give it more. So if you're going to do it, just make sure you don't stay in this little shape. Just give it more volume, go all the way to your waistband, your waistline, and that way you get a full circle, a full skirt look, and I think it will look nicer. But the rest of it, it's lovely. I love the cut, and of course I love the hem. I like this little hem, it's really nice. It gives a professional look and a nice detail to your garments. And because I had some extra material around, I made another one. And this is the other one. This remnant I brought from Berlin when we went on our honeymoon, the same as the swan one. And I enjoyed sewing it because it's much lighter. And I think the result is different. That's the tricky bit about sewing, that even if you know your pattern and you know you have to use t-shirt material or cotton or whatever, it can change depending on the material you choose, and I think this one looks much different than the other one, but it doesn't matter, it looks okay. Let me know down in the comments what you thought, if you've enjoyed the video, and if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe if you like this kind of content. I upload twice a week, and that way you don't miss anything. And I leave you here a link to all the t-shirts I've made, and that way you can look around and stick for a while. Bye!